Hello, shadowy tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall with me, BlueAnkylo. So, like I said, in between episodes, I reloaded and repurchased my gear. So we've got the correct acid bolt here, and I think everything else should be the same. I tried to just do the same thing as last time. So I've got some spare fetishes ready to go, a couple pretty good med kits, one trauma kit. I've still got my cool sorcerer's robe, which unfortunately clips through my ears. And I have the paint editor, so pretty much everything should be the same as far as I'm aware. And now we're going to, back in our base, discuss what just happened. You know, our town got attacked. And our Dante, by the way, is a hellhound. Dante lifts his head and looks up at you mournfully. The feral aggression is gone from his eyes. He's changed, you can see it, but he's still Dante. So, Lady Blue, Dante was very helpful out there, but I'm a bit concerned about his, well, ability to petrify people that he doesn't like and then rend their flesh with a tooth and claw. Yeah, no, that doesn't bother me. Fire breathing, pretty cool trick, you know. Just turn the music down just a touch. Actually, no, let's turn down my headset a little bit. I want you guys to be able to hear this awesome music. Alright, hopefully that's reasonably well balanced. Alright, I haven't recorded this game in a while, so my settings are all off. It is handy. That's not hard to argue. He's not a normal dog, not by a long shot. Is he possessed? I assume you've checked his aura and discovered he's part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready. We had a hellhound in the house and Monica didn't tell us? For months? Lady Blue has him under control. Dante performed well in the field. Hold commands flawlessly. I have no concerns. Welcome to the team, Dante. Arf. Still though, he was the best part of that last mission. That was awesome. I hope we get to bring him as a 5th character for the rest of the game. I don't want him to take up a slot, but I just want him to be able to come with us. Alright, let's have a look at this chip, see what's going on. Ah, the cool blue tones. One unread message. Alright, let's check the inbox first. From the shop Willenwriter, thank you for your service. As a sign of our appreciation, we have decided to reward you with a piece of biotech that one of our operatives acquired on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Escabel. The implantation surgery has already been paid for, so the rest, there will be no cost. Well, that's kind of, I mean, I don't know what it is yet, but like, potentially useless on a mage, because you don't really want a lot of, you don't want to lose your, essence. So I don't know if that's worth picking up, but I mean, we should have a look at least. Check out the Shadowlands for anything interesting. Selling used custom Westwind 2000. Like it says, good condition, clean. Got the turbocharged kit. Additional armor plating added to the front and sides. Trunk has a mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it. No hand access. Looking for 80,000 nuyen. Not cheap. Nice car. Wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for it at the moment, eh? Has the PPS been triggered? Any wrecks rebuild? Nope, all clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me. And I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. Ooh. Not supposed to be any money. Oh, we sold the As Technology donor list. There you go, a little bit of money. Hardly anything, but sure. Alright, so that's probably all for that. Okay. Read the contents. You slot the optical chip into the computer's waiting chip jack. On the screen, Alice's office blossoms into view. A half-second later, a real-time simulation of Alice appears. Seated behind her mahogany desk, something about it reminds you of a figure from a wax museum. Lifelike, but dead inside. It greets you with a facsimile of Alice's joyless smile. Customer name, Lady Blue. Its voice is hollow, synthetic, an automatron masquerading as a living woman. One who you've never met in the flesh. Account number 1012579. Greetings, valued customer. I am an offline simulacrum of Alice's persona. I have been included on this chip to answer any questions that you might have about your information purchase. Nifty. Now, Blitz. If you are ready to proceed, I will present Alice's findings. You may interrupt this presentation at any point by saying, Alice, I have a question. It's like one of those smartphones. Okay, Google. Stop. Let's just do it. Very well. Commencing presentation. The simulacrum grows rigid for a moment, and then seems to relax. When it speaks, it sounds more natural, as though the real Alice is speaking through it. Alright, Lady Blue, I've got good news for you, and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. I found Vauclair, and he is alive. Thank God. The trail to your missing doctor was a long and slippery one. The fee that you paid me barely covered my costs for the job. I sent a team into the SOX, on a fact-finding mission. I bribed government officials. I greased the palms of wage slaves at megacorps all across Europe. Cool. 50,000 nuyen for nothing. Well, for something, hopefully. Each step I took eliminated possibilities, drew me a little bit closer, and finally I found the place where Vauclair is being held. The simulacrum makes a sweeping gesture with its hot right hand, and an image switchblades onto the screen. A grainy overhead photograph annotated with map coordinates. You recognize it immediately. This is where you'll find him. He is being held captive in a remote estate called the Harfield Manor. So, we were already there. You've got to be kidding me. He was there the whole time. Glory says nothing. She just studies the photograph and nods. Okay, nobody tell me, I get it. This is something else I missed. Alice, I have a question. The simulacrum hitches again, and you can feel the life drain out of it. It looks up at you robotically. You have a question. Alright, please make your inquiry. You said that Vauclair is being held at the estate. What evidence did you turn up to support that? One of my assets at Transys Neuronet provided me with a video feed dated 2053-1010. The feed was taken by a corporate surveillance drone. Playback commencing. The screen is filled with a grainy black and white video feed. You recognize the Harfield Manor, photographed from high above. The camera pushes in and the image sharpens. Through a barred ground-level window, you can see the shape of a stooped, emaciated figure. His body shows clear signs of neglect. The figure is unmistakable. It's Vauclair, 20 years older and worse for wear. His skin hangs loose on his bones and his cheeks are hollow. There is a distinctly grey pallor to his skin. That's Vauclair, all right. What's left of him, anyway. Doesn't look like they've been feeding him much. Dietrich shakes his head. Poor bastard. Another figure steps into frame behind Vauclair, an orc. He turns his head slightly, and his skin grafts catch the light. Vauclair slowly turns to face Audrin, and the video feed cuts out. The simulacrum stares at you impassively. Do you have another question? What else did you turn up at the Harfield Manor? Seismological data and thermal imaging confirm the existence of a large, hollow chamber under the estate. It is my suspicion that Dr. Vauclair is being held somewhere under this substructure. If Verschwingy kept Vauclair trapped there for almost 20 years, she's gotta have a reason for it. It takes effort and resources to lock a man away for that amount of time. So what's her endgame in all of this? Why not just kill him and be done with it? Malice? Revenge? Who knows? Remember, this was the man who shot her down. He sent her crashing into the radioactive wasteland. If somebody did that to me, I'd want to hurt him too. And I'd make it last. Dragons live, well, pretty much forever, so yeah. 20 years is nothing. I think it goes deeper than that. According to Winter's DVD, Vauclair designed the experimental weapon that shot her down, and the weapon split her body from her essence. Yeah, it was more than just knocking her out of the sky, that's right. Glory glances down at her own steel and chrome arms, and suppresses a shudder. If I had to guess, I'd say that she's trying to make him fix whatever he did to her. That's what makes sense to me. There is a moment of silence as the group processes Glory's suggestion. Before anyone can speak, the simulacrum cuts back in. Do you have another question? Continue. Very well. Feel to interrupt again with any fusion. Feel free to interrupt me again, fleshbag. See what happens. The simulacrum pauses, and a brief tremor washes over its body. Its eyes flutter, and you can hear the sound of your computer working to process more of the chip's data. Iger turns to address the team. If Vauclair is at Harfield, we've got problems. The last time we broke into that place, they took Monica out. It was a miracle that any of you got out alive. Yeah, but now we know what's down there. This time we'll be prepared for it. We can handle it. Iger shakes her head. No, it'll be worse this time. The first time we went in, we had the element of surprise. But now they'll be expecting us. They're hunting us, remember. Their security team is going to be waiting for us, Dietrich. That Audrin bastard is going to be waiting for us. And even if we make it past them, we're going to have to deal with the dragon in the basement. Well, what else can we do? Cut and run? Last time I checked, that wasn't an option either. Even if it were, I wouldn't take it. I'm not running from this. Not after what they did here tonight. Well, none of us are, Glory, but Iger's right. We can't just go charging in there again, not without some kind of edge. The simulacrum jerks back to life. It resumes speaking, blissfully unaware of the conversation that's cutting off. And now, Lady Blue, on to the bad news. You now know where Vauclair is, but rescuing him will not be possible. Alice, I have a question. He continues without waiting for a response. Why the hell not? In the course of my investigation, I encountered something terrifying in the Matrix. It was a fast, cunning, and very definitely intelligent. I'm convinced that I only escaped because it let me go. It could have killed me in a heartbeat if it wanted to. That thing that I met is protecting Hartfield Manor, and it's going after anyone who gets close to what's happening there. Alice, what did you see in there? What is going after these people? By way of explanation, I would like you to read the following document. The simulacrum makes another sweeping gesture, and the menu slides back onto the screen. This time, it is filled with text. What you're looking at is an archived forum discussion from the early days of the Shadowrun BBS. Blitz stares at the text on the screen. It isn't kidding, Chief. This discussion is dated back to 2036. That's ancient history in the decking community. It probably isn't even correct to call these guys deckers. Hackers would be more appropriate. When you're finished reading it over, say, Alice, I am done, and we can continue. Can you just give me a summary? We'll read it. As you lean in to read, the text slowly begins to scroll up from the bottom of the screen. You hear about the SK team that got crisped a few hours ago? Whole lab's worth of researchers, all burned and broken beyond recognition. Ugly stuff. At this point, who hasn't? Big Pharma. Power spike. Got them right through their data jacks. Like a bolt of lightning to the brain. A 1 in a million accident, if that's what they're saying. And you believe it? You got a more plausible explanation, chum? Yes, actually. I was cleanup operative. Color me intrigued. What are they clearing up? Well, a secret project that Lofweir didn't want anything to do with. You might have heard rumors about it. The project's name was Apex. So Lofweir was one of the dragons, right? From one of the other corps? And you've lost me. Apex Clockwork? Seriously? That old line of Drek? I'm telling you, jokers, Apex is real, or at least it was, until the Whizworm pulled the plug. Come on, Clockwork. We're still decades from seeing a fully functional AI, you know that. Those Apex stories have been floating around, and it's just some conspiracy nuts wet dream. Fine, keep your heads in the sand, some of us know the truth when we read it. Okay, Clock, I'll humor you, but riddle me this. If Lofweir had an armed and operational AI in his claws, why kill it? Well, if you remember what happened to most of Echo Mirage, the crash virus killed them, fried their brains, but I don't see what this has to do with anything. With the commercial release of the CDT-1000, some security firms are working on counter-intrusion software that could do the same thing. Black IC. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Whoa, scary stuff, man. Well, the goal of the Apex project was even scarier. IC waits for you to come to it. Apex wouldn't be bound by those restrictions. It could go out hunting, hit its targets when they least expected it. That's why they called it Apex. It was designed to be the apex predator of the digital world. And so, rather than using it to his advantage, Lofweir decided to kill it? The Whizworm's no fool. Some things are too dangerous to play around with. How would you put that genie back in the bottle if it ever slipped out of your control? You couldn't. And then it would take over the world! Okay, this thread has officially gone off the rails. I'm closing it down for the good of mankind. Thanks, Captain Chaos. Alright, Alice, I'm done. The simulacrum jerks back to life, then settles into a neutral pose. There are no official records in the Shadowrun database to support the existence of the Apex project. But the thing that I encountered was Apex, of that I am certain. Just as I am certain that Apex was responsible for the deaths of Monica Schaefer, Green Winters, Clockwork Peregrine, and a score of other Deckers over the last 16 years. Blitz raises his hand. Hold up, Alice. I have a question. I thought they said Lofer killed Apex. They speculated as much, yes. They were wrong on that count. I do believe that Shadowrun was developing Apex as a tool for Matrix warfare. I am also convinced that the IT personnel who were killed were the Apex development team. But I don't think that Lofer was responsible for their deaths. Apex got him. That would be my guess, yes. In the turmoil surrounding Lofer's buyout of Shadowrun, a number of projects went missing. I believe that Apex was appropriated by a member of Fierschwingy's organization at this point. It was then unleashed on its own development team to silence them. Since then, it has provided information control for the Firewing. A pet AI would explain how Fierschwingy has managed to maintain her conspiracy and avoid detection for 2 decades. Anytime someone gets close, the AI takes them out and scrubs the record clean. So, there's your bad news, Lady Blue. Vauclair is being held in Harfield Manor, but knowing that does you no good, because you can't approach the place. I doubt you could open the door without Apex frying you. We did last time. They were trying to protect their secret, like Audrin said. If we hadn't gone down to the basement, they'd have let us go. Apex didn't react to us until Monica attempted to force the door to the basement. And now the cat's out of the bag. They have no reason not to pull out the big guns on the site. Dietrich grimaces. You're right, we can't go back with Apex in place. The room falls into silence. Finally, Iger turns to you. What's the play, Lady Blue? Well, we can't turn back now. If Apex is standing between us and Vauclair, then we need to take down Apex. Fucking A, boss, I'm in. Did you hear that, Alice? Do you have any suggestions? The simulacrum hitches again. The pause stretches, finally it comes back to life. The AI has a kill switch, but Alice deemed any additional contact with Apex to be an unjustifiable risk. Attempting to reach the kill switch would be inadvisable. I'll be the judge of that. Alice, tell us about the Apex's kill switch. The simulacrum stares at you with dead eyes. Thanks to my close encounter with the AI, I was able to run a trace on it. Through this trace, I discovered the physical address of a backdoor access port for Apex's programming. An old Shadowrun research lab, long since abandoned and fallen into disrepair. The facility is now hotly contested gang territory. I have also determined that a kill switch for the AI exists somewhere in the basement of this facility. I will provide you with physical address. I don't like the smell of this, Chief. It said the Apex let Alice escape. Turn to address the simulacrum on the screen. Alice, why would a Matrix Warfare AI allow you to run a trace on it? It stares straight ahead. Its eyes are dead. I'm afraid that the answer to that question falls outside of the scope of my written parameters. The simulacrum stutters one final time, then looks up at you with an apologetic smile. You have now reached the end of this presentation. I have been encoded with a final message from Alice to Lady Blue. Playback, commence. The simulacrum's eyes go wide and the life floods back into it. It stares directly at you. Lady Blue, if you didn't listen to me before, listen to me now. Drop this, stop going after Vauclair, get out of Berlin, and stay out of the Matrix. I'm telling you this for your own good. That's all I have to say. I'm following my own advice. I'm out. Don't try to contact me again. The simulacrum reverts to its idle state, slumping like a puppet with its strings cut. Its eyes glaze over and its face goes slack. Screen cuts to black. Well, is that all? Just an AI running in the Matrix, able to kill us if we go into the Matrix. Well, Blitz is out. So, the dragon has a killer AI in charge of security. I can't say I'm surprised, but then nothing surprises me anymore. Well, we know what killed Monica. We have a name for it. And we know how to kill it. That's good enough for me. We know what we have to do. We can either stand around talking about it or we can get to it. Agreed. We shut down Apex, re-enter the estate, rescue Vauclair, and kill a dragon. Sounds like a good plan, boss. I still say that all of this is crazy talk, Chief. Taking on an AI isn't just a bad idea, it's suicide. So my vote is we cut and run. Blitz surveys the rest of the group, sees the determination in their faces. Finally he sighs. But if you're really going to do this, you'll want the best decker you can find along with the ride, and I guess that nominates me. Woo. Alice said the kill switch is located in some old SK facility. Assuming that the site was shut down sometime after the Apex project disappeared, it could have stood empty for years, maybe decades. She also said that the building was in gang territory now. I wonder if it'll be anything like Das Kesselhaus was. I hope not. There's only one way to find out. Let's get prepped. This thing isn't going to kill itself. Blitz glances at you. The worry is painted all over his face. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you'd better bring me along. You try going up against an AI without a Nova Hot Decker at your side, and you're probably going to regret it. Iger begins with a weapon check. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Whatever's there, we'll deal with it. First, we find our way to the basement. She peers through the scope on her sniper rifle. And then we kill the AI that killed Monica. Damn right. The team begins gearing up. As she slides a shell in her shotgun, Iger catches your eye. You did good out there defending the Kreuzbazar. You've had our backs the entire way, made good decisions. In this job, we work together or die alone. Iger scowls at the floor, nods. True. You're right. Again. Anyway, we should get back to it. We've got an AI to take out after all. She pauses for a moment, frowning. Lady Blue, do me a favor and keep your eye open on this one. We're walking into the unknown here. Makes me a little uneasy. Don't worry, Iger, I've got your back. She smiles. Taps you on the shoulder. I know you do, and I've got yours. You've more than earned it. Nah. Alright, you too, Iger. Without another word, the troll slides her shotgun into the sheath on her back, and she turns to continue her pre-mission checklist. Iger's turned around pretty awesome. The whole team's pretty great, honestly. Well, let's see, where are we here today? I guess we'll spend a little bit of time going. We got to check back at the doctor to see what our reward chrome is, and so spend a minute talking to a few people before we go on our mission. So let's do that for today's episode. See if they've got anything to say. We've got a job to prepare for. I don't have any more time to talk. Alright, after the run, yeah. After we're dead or have killed the Matrix. Not, well, the AI. It's not quite the Matrix. Alright, there's probably no one to talk to inside, I guess. I feel bad that we don't have Paul prepping this mission. It might, like, he's one of the ones that sort of covers our butt a lot of the times. Alright, I don't think we're going to get anything from these people then. Alright, yeah. Nothing new from the team. Let's go to the dock, and, you know, we'll have a quick chat with a few of the Kreuzbazar members. You know, now that we saved their lives, maybe they'll be a little bit more chatty. Some of them that weren't too chatty before. I guess we saved some of their lives. Some of them seemed pretty dead. But at least the place didn't explode, so that's something. Well, yeah, we saved some of their lives, right? The Lady Blue Civic Center. Well... Alexei Lane looks to have endured the attack on the Kreuzbazar without injury. You find him surveying the damage with sad eyes. You alright? The troll shakes a heavy head, showing more weariness than wound. This should have never happened. Not here. It is one thing to strike an old man whose time is done, but to attack the Kreuzbazar and endanger the life of innocents, that is unforgivable. The cowards who ordered this attack have no idea. Well, we'll face justice. You have my word. There's a fine line between justice and vengeance. But right now, I don't much care to make a distinction. Do whatever you must. Oh, he said something else there, but you guys get the gist of it. Lady Blue, what a relief to see you alive. Samuel wraps you in an enormous hug. You should know that your generosity has saved dozens of lives. Well, what happened? When the attackers came, we all took refuge in Lady Blue's Civic Center. Its strong walls and sturdy gate kept us safe from harm. Had our people been on the street, and they'd been in our old building, which came under fire during the attack, none of them would be alive. We owe you, Lady Blue, more now than ever. You may not look upon yourself as a hero, but to the people of the Kreuzbazar, that is what you will always be. Oh, awesome. So this, you know, we spent all that money building this place up, and now we saved some people's lives. Awesome. Anything else new going on? You want some more donations or something? Alright, I think we finished that side quest basically. It's just a nice little touch at the end of the game. Wonder if our sim addict is, has survived. There she is. Hey, Simmy. In the aftermath of the attack, you are surprised to see Simmy Kim has survived, with only a few scrapes and bruises. You saved us. As many as I could. So many more would be gone if you hadn't been here. You hurt? I lost my shoe when I was running, and then I fell. But Doc Escabel found me, picked me up, took me with him. He hid me in a drawer, gave me a blanket, and told me to be quiet. It was so dark, and it smelled, but I didn't make a sound. I heard yelling, things breaking, and gunshots, I think. If I had one of my Sims, I could have just gone inside, but I didn't, so I had to stay out here. I don't know how long it was, but when the drawer opened, it was over. Well, I'd say the doc owed you that one. I guess so. I'm gonna go check on the others. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the doc, you guys remember from a while back, he, well, he did some nasty stuff to her. So yeah, that was, not a altruistic move there. That was, you're gonna save her life, or Lady Blue is gonna probably shoot you. Probably nothing to do with there. Yeah, we did all the, Shockwell and Reiter stuff. Suppose we could check the bar out. The little bar that, got Lucky Star in it or something? Der Weinkeller. It better be wine cellar. But, I mean, I don't speak German. Lucky Strike, not Star. Was that the one from Dead Man's Switch? Anyway, Lucky Strike stands in her customary place, her gear piled atop a nearby bar stool. For once, she isn't smoking. She gives you a small nod. Hey again, Lady Blue, what's up? I've been meaning to ask, what's up with the tattooed circuitry? Is it just decorative? It is, now. Wasn't always, though. She stretches her neck so the circuit pattern on her face can catch the light. What you're looking at used to be tattoo magic. Got it done when I was in Tokyo. Doing a job for the Yakuza. What were you doing for the Yaks? Work? Kind you don't talk about after. When were you back there in Tokyo? About 3 years ago. Spent a few months there. It was a business trip, though. You know how it is. Straight from the airport to the hotel to the job site, and back to the hotel again afterwards. Rinse, repeat till the job is done. Not the most exciting way to travel, but the pay is good. Oh, tattoo magic. That's new to me. Yeah, it was for me too. It's a metamagic thing, a way of quickening spells to a person, binding magic into the flesh, so it's almost impossible to get rid of. Anyway, long story short, I found a way to break it. Now it just looks pretty in the lamplight. It's actually pretty cool, honestly. I mean, it's a good story. So what did the tattoos even do? She pauses for a moment, considering. Finally, she shrugs. Sure, I'll tell you, why not? Maybe knowing will keep you from making the same mistake. So, when I went to work for the Yaks, they offered, well, insisted that I let them ink me. Said I'd need it for the job. Long story short, the tattoos did boost my abilities, but they also branded me. Marked me as Yakuza property, and gave them an easy way of tracking me from the astral plane. Yeah, sounds bad. It was. By the time I knew what was happening, it was almost too late to do anything about it. I did find a solution, but it wasn't easy. Uh-huh. A long list of unpleasant things, starting with killing the guy who inked me. The whole thing ended in a pretty dark place. The upshot of all this is that I can't go back... The upshot is I can't go back to Japan, ever. But at least I got my autonomy back. Is that the upshot? You don't want to go to Japan anymore? She pauses for a moment to light another cigarette. After she fills her lungs with smoke, she continues. So the moral of the story is, I guess, is not to take an employer's word at face value. It's a lesson that every Shadowrunner needs to learn sooner or later, but I had a harder time with it than most. Now, can we talk about something else, or better yet, can we shut up and have a drink? All this yapping is making me thirsty. You said you got a team in Mitte. I'd like to hear a little more about them. She shrugs. They're good people. You get the job done. What else do you need to know? Well, I mean their names. You know my team. Alright, sure, why not? We've got Raktor, he's a rigger. Immigrant from the Russian Republic. Genius mechanic and engineer. The guy built his own crawler form drone. And he's impressive as hell piloting it. There's Barracuda, the team shaman and face man. He's an elf in his mid-40s. He's got the whole Silver Fox thing working for him. Conducts most of our negotiations. Great card player. Hanchin is our decker and requisite tough guy. Troll, huge, covered in tats and piercings. You know the type. I'm pretty sure that he and Barracuda have a thing going on, but they'll never cop to it. She presents herself to you with an ironic smile. And there's me. Between us, we keep our bases covered. I'm sure you do. I'm willing to bet that my crew's better, though. That's a little bit arrogant. How are they to work with? Solid. We're all on the same page. Nobody's afraid to speak his mind. We all get how a crew of anarchist runners is supposed to work. Even Rector, who's still pretty new to the scene here in Berlin. It gets tense from time to time, but it's supposed to get tense. Better than to have to defer to a leader and follow orders. We're all free, and we know it. Anyway, enough about them. I didn't come here to talk about work. Was there something else you want to talk about? No. Well, that's cool. It's like we got a secondary shadow running team in the background doing their thing. I like it. I believe we'll see her again in Shadowrun Hong Kong if we do that one. I believe. If we get to Let's Play that. That'll be like 5 years from now. At the current rate of episode releases. Alright, so I want to go to the dock. Which is right here. Isn't it? Give him a nod for saving Simi, I guess. Lady Blue! Dr. Esquivel gives you a once-over and nods. I see that you've made it through that attack relatively unscathed. Did you get any run-ins? No, truth be told, I was in surgery when the attackers hit, and they never disturbed my office. I spent the entire Surrey event elbows deep in the abdomen of an elderly dwarf. His nephritic screen needs a tune-up. That's funny. Simi tells me a different story. The sound of Simi's name wipes a smile from his face. He stares at you, the color draining from his cheeks. Yes, Kim. I didn't know that you two were acquainted. Well, so which is it, Doc? Were you stood up in your office for the attack, or did you help her out? I did both. When I heard the gunshots, I ducked out of my office to find the girl. When I got back, I hid her away and went directly into surgery. Thanks to a copious dose of isoflurane and nitrous oxide, my patient was blissfully unaware of the interruption. Simi also said she heard some gunshots and breaking glass. Care to revise your story any further? Esquivel's lips tightened in distaste. Please don't call her that. Her name is Kim. And yes, an attacker did break in partway through the operation. He fired his weapons into the wall and shattered some very delicate equipment. How'd you get rid of him? That will remain my secret. Suffice it to say that my experiences in Spain have left me with a newfound appreciation for high lethality security systems. Let your imagination run wild from there. Well, he must have some auto turrets pop out of the wall or something, which is probably good. I should get some of those. There's a long pause as Gibble tries another smile, but it falls away quickly. I don't intend to spend any longer on this, Lady Blue. I've already said my piece. I feel a certain level of responsibility for Kim's welfare. Never mind why. So I take care of her as best I can. That's all I intend to say on the subject, so we can talk shop or you can leave. Well, we know a little bit about what's going on, so but there's that. Also, there's a lot of dead people in here. I just want to see the new cyberware he's got. So it should be free wherever it is. Maybe at the bottom. Not free. So what did he add? Like, they didn't tell me what the Shock Boiling writer said, did they? It's kind of dumb. Oh, there it is. Adrenal Contractor. So 0 essence, when triggered, gets +1 AP, but takes 2 damage from attacks. Where's it go? Body? I mean, I guess. You don't have to use it. It's kind of like Glory's Adrenal Pump, except it has a downside. But 0 essence, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. I guess if you can trigger it for 0 AP, maybe. But if it's like the Adrenal Pump, it's just neutral on the turn you use it, and then next turn you get a bonus AP. It's kind of like a little haste. Eh, why not? Well, that one's 0, right? I'm not crazy. So, had a little operation. We've got 2 pieces of BioWare in now. That's honestly a lot more than I was expecting playing a Shaman. Cyberware, these are BioWare specifically, which are generally low essence cost. Yeah, so we've got, you know, a little bit more willpower, and we've got the ability to boost our AP a little bit. Oh, that's cool. We'll give that a try next time we're in battle if I remember. Alright, anything else to do before we finish up? Well, I suppose we should go. There's a couple more people in town we should chat with, but we're pretty much ready for our next mission. Oh yeah, we never did deal with his Zack Flash and his fake elfness. That was crazy, mein Freunden. Bullets flying, people dropping like fries. Crazy. Old Zack had to use magic on a few of them. See that puddle over there? He lazily points to a yellow-green stain on the cobblestone. Gives you a slow nod. Yeah, that was one of them. Attacker, thy name is Goo. That doesn't really look like a blood stain. That looks more like somebody spilled their drink. He rolls his bugged out eyes. Yeah, sure. That's what it looks like to you. If you had the sight, you'd... I'm, like, pretty good at magic, you know. Anyway, what can old Zack do for you? Ah, man. But we don't have enough biotech unless I put up to 3 points in it to actually figure out what his deal is. So what's with the bandages, man? Zack snorts out a burst of laughter. He waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, chummer. Nothing much. Tussed with a spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are very spiritual people. I am actually elf, and we're not particularly magical as a race. Oh, come on. Stop denying yourself. Yeah, we've been through all this before, though. It's been a long time. Yeah, he's storing up his energy. Yeah, this all was a video from the very beginning of the series where we talked to him. That's not how it works. But yeah, the problem is we did not have enough biotech to see his fake ears. I don't think you'd get anything out of it, but at least you could call him out on his bull. That's our gun dude. I figured he would be fine. Lady Blue, I'm glad to see you've made it through the attack. Not all of mine were so lucky. No, I lost a niece today. I'm doing a whole hell of a lot better than our attackers were. Sons of bitches hit the wrong kids. I put 6 of them in the ground personally, and when I find out who they are, where they lived, ain't nothing gonna save those people. He shakes his head and returns his attention to you. But you didn't come here to listen to me rage. You're after a bit of payback yourself. Yeah, I mean, we could sort of try to buy something and then give it to one of our allies, or at least we could try. There's obviously some really cool weapons, but it's too difficult to try to equip stuff on your party. You can get like straight up 9 level armor. That's kind of crazy. Pretty cool stuff. You know, I like the fact that they're all here. It's just too bad that we're not the right class for any of that, and we can't just give it to our party members. So we've already been to the Talismonger. We've seen Algernon and all that. I guess we should go to the coffee shop, and then that's probably it. Cafe... some word. Luca Dwyer. Didn't really do very much work for him. Altuf? The Turk is pale. His eyes sunken into his head are ringed by dark circles. We're closed today, Fendi. I would have locked the door, but the lock is broken. Now I must stand guard. You alright, Burakazi? No, my friend, I am not. I will not be right for a long time. Oh no, what happened to his little girl? During the attack on the Kreuzbazar, they broke through the door, heavily armed, 2 of them. They broke through the door and they just started shooting. No questions, no robbery, just shooting. Cammy, my girl, my little street rat, they... He holds his hands over his face, collects himself. I reached under the counter. I keep a gun there, you see, and they saw. Both of them turned to me. But Schmidt, that fat idiot Goldschmidt, flung himself in my way. How he managed to move that great mass of a body so quickly is a mystery to me. He hung there, suspended in time as they shot him, dancing on the bullets as they ripped him apart. But he shielded me long enough, Effendi. I was able to get my gun and end those sons of whores. So yeah, Goldschmidt was the guy that he used to riff back and forth with. Kind of seemed a little bit of a loud jerk, but he's obviously his friend. That is the thing of it, Effendi. All that time, all that bickering between us. I was serious. I couldn't stand the man, but he... Apparently it was something different to him. None of us will be the same after this. Still, it is good for us, I think, healthy. It reminds us that even though we have created our little island of stability in the Kreuzbazar, this is still the flux state, still Berlin, and the wolf is always at the door. If we are to keep our homes, we must be vigilant, and we need people like Monica, people like you, keep it safe. Yeah, be healthy, be strong. Well, that sucks. We lost Goldschmidt and we lost Cammy here. Well, I guess Luca wasn't the only one to go down. Suppose we have our rigger friend. Storekeepers have plot armor, clearly. The attack, it was terrible, Lady Blue. So much death. I had not killed since I retired from running. Not until today. But you are not here to listen to me complain. So what can I get you? Name it and I will provide. Well, you have to pay, but I don't need anything. We're cool. I know we're going up against an AI, but I have faith in Dietrich. Alright, well I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Next time, we will begin our attack on Apex. We'll have to infiltrate a gang territory and then try to shut down the AI. Sounds like fun. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.